Okay, well, he talks about delivery drivers, those in the gig economy, they're forming a big part of his plan. Do you believe he's right in any way when he says that those workers are being treated unfairly?
Well, a couple of points, Pete. The gig economy still makes up less than 1% of our total workforce, and even work by organisations like the Fair Work Ombudsman have made clear that most people in that section of the economy are doing it as a second job to supplement their income. And you think about it this way, through the pandemic, a lot of people were able to earn income by delving into the gig economy and the flexibility that it gave them. If it weren't for the gig economy, the restaurants that managed to stay afloat, most of them would have gone under because they wouldn't have been able to do home deliveries. So this sort of is a criticism of a part of the economy that isn't really understandable, because most people in it do it voluntarily and do it completely by choice. So to try to regulate it in the way it is, to have people who sort of dip in and out of the economy described as employees, puts a completely different spin on their working relationship, and would be a major disincentive both for their employer and for the employee.
Okay, so he talks about job security and a promise for contractors who move between jobs to have their entitlements transferred. So basically that means same job, same pay, etc. Christian Porter yesterday, he put this spend at $20 billion and called it, quote, an extinction level event. Is he right? Are those numbers, do they marry up with what you would predict those numbers to be?
Well, we did a back of an envelope calculation yesterday, and on sort of portable entitlements, there's some existing programs in the construction industry, healthcare at the moment, but this is where money is chipped into essentially funds to run entitlements for people, long service leave and the like, and these are essentially run by unions, and we saw before the last election, unions ripped millions of dollars out of these funds to basically pay themselves and then to use them for campaigning funds. That's the fundamental reality of these. These are additional costs. Our back of the envelope calculation we did yesterday was that this could add up to 11% to the cost of employment for people in sectors where these entitlements were introduced. That's a huge disincentive for employers there, and in many ways it does amount to a tax. The same job, same pay is essentially an attempt to wind back labour hire, which is covered by the Fair Work Commission. They have their own awards and their own entitlements in there, and the labour hire is used by business in different parts of the economy for seasonal work, to fix skill shortages, to flex up and down as they're needed. Sadly, Peter, some of these proposals are just going to introduce more rigidity into the workplace if they came in. And what I would say is that what's before the Parliament at the moment is the result of, in terms of legislation, is the result of 6 months consultation with business and unions. It's not perfect, but it is an advance on where we are at the moment. A large number of these 8 measures that the opposition is pushing would drive us backwards, and we'd like to talk to them about those and to see if we can go back to the drawing table on some of those.
Okay.